Hello YouTubers, my name's Jared and this is my aquarium. I haven't done a video for a couple of years now, so I'd just like to give you all an update of what I've learned and done. Well, this is my aquarium. It's only a small one by Aquarius standards. It's only 55 gallons. In layman's terms, that's 155 litres. Right now I have two Oscars. Now I've had this one here for 6 years and I've had this one here for 2. And as you can see, the 2-year-old one's actually outgrowing the 6-year-old one. I don't know why, it's just they've decided to grow that way. Their names are Piglet and Crazy Fred. I thought, what better names than based on their appearance or the behaviour. The other fish in the tank are a clown loach, who's situated right at the back there. I'll just bring the camera closer so you can actually get a view of him. And then you can say hello to Crazy Fred. And I got a goldfish in here, believe it or not. He's a real survivor. He's been attacked a few times, but yeah, he doesn't seem to mind it. He just grows back and he keeps going strong. I've also got a little plico over the side here. He likes to hang around the filter. If you can see him there. And that's all I can really fit in my tank. You don't want to push it too much. Trust me, the Oscars, they are a headache. I've tried lots of different filter systems and things like that. Nothing seems to keep up. But a little while ago, I got myself a really mean canister filter. It's 220 litres an hour. Well, it should be big enough, and it's actually coping quite well. Oscars, they say they're a beginner fish, you know, really tough, hardy fish. They're hard to kill. Well, I find that myself, that's basically true. They don't mind their environment to be a little acidic. So for a beginner, you're always learning about pH, acidities and things like that. What I've learned since I've started is, and I've had a couple of different size tanks, and I find that the bigger the tank, the easier it is to look after. I believe that that's true. So if you're just starting out with the first tank, I know you want to say, I'll just get the little one and I'll be fine with that. That's not the case. Little ones are a headache. They're much tougher to manage. You hear the term balanced aquariums. Imagine for a sec you've got a glass of water and you've got a bucket of water. You get some green food colouring. You put 1 drop of green food colouring in the glass of water, the water turns green. You put 1 drop of green food colouring in the bucket, you'd hardly even notice the difference. Imagine that green is, say, algae, or imagine that green food colouring is a contaminant of some sort. That's why bigger aquariums are easier to manage, because it gives you a chance to do adjustments. Whether a small aquarium doesn't give you any chance. You either get it right all the time, every time. So yeah, this is the tank. I'm happy with this tank. I don't want to get any bigger. I don't want to have the added cost. For me, this is a medium-sized tank and I love it. It's easily transportable. I don't need to hire a truck if I'm moving to move my fish tank. I recently moved myself to this new house. I moved about 32 kilometres from my last address, and yes, I took these fish with me. And there's all sorts of like tricks of moving fish and all that. All I did was I just went to eBay and I bought a battery powered air pump. Because I was actually climbing up a range, weaving in our traffic, because I live on a mountain now. That's why I actually pulled over halfway up, because I was afraid they were getting a bit shaken up by all the whips and turns. And they managed, they were fine. I didn't have any troubles moving any of them. I didn't lose any of my fish whatsoever. I'm thinking about taking my aquarium a little further, more advanced now. because I got a little bit of extra money now. So I thought I'm getting a bit bored with the way it's set out, even though I love the contrast between the black Tahitian moon sand and the limestone. And everyone's impressed whenever they look at the tank. They say, "What's that?" I said, "It's Tahitian moon sand." I said, what is it?" I said, "It's beach sand that's been dyed black by volcanic rock." And the limestone I just picked up at my local pet store. And so I don't know if you want to give a comment on what you think of it or what you think I could do with it. I'm really doing a lot of research now into CO2s because I really want to bring plants back. When I first started this aquarium, and I was big on green, I wanted plants, I wanted fish, and you don't really understand what you're in for. I can tell you, I spent hundreds of dollars on plants, and I couldn't work out why after a couple of weeks or even a couple of months, they just die. No warning, no nothing. The water pH is perfect. You think you're doing all the right things, and you're really not. You're only doing half of what the plant needs. So after a bit of internet search, a lot of YouTube videos, I've come to the decision that the only way I'm going to be able to keep plants in this tank, and they'll have to be tough plants for Oscars. They love to move things around and eat things, and so I've decided that CO2 is the way to go. I'm a bit nervous about CO2 because it's compressed gas and you've got to have it close to your aquarium. But the guy that sells these sort of systems assures me that there's no danger or anything like that. It's just it's safer than a barbecue gas tank. You just treat it with respect. But as a beginner, going into an area that I'm really not feeling that confident about, I'm always panicking about, oh shit, what if I gas my fish? So I did some more research, and I did find that to avoid these sort of complications, I'm going to do a do-it-yourself CO2 generator. I've seen lots of videos on YouTube. That's where you get soft drink bottles and you use yeast and sugar to generate CO2. I was just looking on eBay, and you know what I found? I found these little caps that actually screw airtight seals onto soft drink bottles. So someone's actually thought of, well, that's half the battle, building this thing and make sure you don't get any leaks. And it's the leaks that are the problem. I mean, who wants their house smelling like beer? Unless you're a big beer drinker. People start thinking I'm doing homebrew. So that's what so give me your opinion on what you think if that's okay to do. My filter size, I think I did tell you it was 220 litres an hour, and I love it. I think you can't go, and it's a 4-stage filtration, but I don't really use the 4 stages. I just do the regular ceramics and biological and mechanical filtration, and it's just doing fine. I just did a water change not 4 days ago, and as you can see, it's nearly crystal clear. There's a little bit of algae spots on the glass, but that's because Oscars generate a lot of waste, and that means a lot of food, for things like that. So I'm going to go down another dangerous route. I'm going to go to hydroperoxide, or HO2O2, and a lot of people on YouTube have been saying it's brilliant. It just fixes all those problems, and I have those problems with Oscars. Lots of algae gets generated, a lot of muck. Even with my weekly water changes, within a few days you can see algae. And it's really unsightly, especially when it starts growing on the limestone. And yeah, it'll grow on the limestone. It'll nearly cover it, And I thought that'd be the last thing it attaches to, because limestone, so it's a bit acidic. But yeah, then they're fine with it, and they propagate, and then they spread from there to all my lily pipes. I don't know if you can see, but that lily pipe's just covered in algae. and it looks horrible when people really walk up close, and everyone does. When you see a tank, you just want it, you're drawn to it, and nothing spells out what sort of person you are than if you have a dirty tank, you know. Heating. Now, in heating, I've had the cheap eBay knockoffs, you know, $10 jobs, and you chuck them in the tank and you forget about them. And then a few years down the track, you realise it probably broke down a year ago, you know, and it's unsightly. So I've looked at inline filters and they call those high door inline filters. The problem with them is they only come in two sizes. And being that my filter's so big and my pipes are so big, mine are 19mm internal and 25mm external. And they just don't make those things for pipes that big. Bit of my own fault, that's a bit of my inexperience, not realising that if I've got a really big filter, the pipes are going to be really big. Sure, you can go down to the reduce, you know, using reducers and, you know, cutting lines and everything, trying to put it all together. And I really, you know, that just makes it look ugly, and it defies the purpose of having an inline filter. If it doesn't look pretty, then why bother? So my next thing is to actually buy what they call a arena smart heater. And I just talked to some other guys on YouTube, and they actually attach them to the inflow lily pipe there. And the thing about my lily pipes is they are all standard sizes. They're not anything special, unlike the hose pipes. My hose pipes are that round. They're really big. So a lot of water flows really rapidly. And that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. I've got to cut these pipes down. I've always been afraid of cutting them down, you know, because but I've wasted a pipe. But I'm really wasting space that I could utilise for other things. So I think that's all I need to say. Make sure you subscribe or like my comments or share them with your friends. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Goodbye.